Sometimes as a business coach, you might get the feeling that your clients feel like they aren't getting their money's worth out of your coaching. I'm imagining that they probably are getting enormous value out of their coaching. It's just that you are not helping them realize the value that they are getting. In today's video, I want to talk about 2 questions that you can ask every client at the end of a coaching session that will help them understand the extreme value they just got. That means they're going to want to pay more for the value in the future, and they're going to tell their friends about the value they get as a coach. If people don't think that you are valuable as a coach, it's likely because you haven't told them how valuable you are, and there's a way to do that. That's what we're going to talk about today. The true value of coaching is not just in the moment. It is in the lasting impact that coaching or coaching session create. I learned this the hard way. I do what's called strategy sessions. I charge a lot of money. They are very valuable sessions. I get a group of leaders together, or, preferably at the same company, trying to accomplish the same thing. And we basically talk about what the product is, what we're going to call the product, how we're going to launch the product, taglines that we will use, wireframe websites, we'll write emails, we'll create lead generators, all in one day. And what I found was at the end of this session, if I actually said, how long would it have taken you to get all the work done that we've done today if we wouldn't have had this coaching session? Everybody suddenly realized, literally for the first time, everything that we got done. And they realized how valuable this strategy session actually was. And they realized they would have paid 10 times that amount. Now, what's interesting is if I did not ask that question, and let's say we got a lead generator created, we wireframed a website, we wrote 7 emails, we came up with a product name, we came up with a tagline, we came up with signage that we're going to use in the retail space. But we didn't finish that 7th email. Everybody leaves going, gosh, I don't feel like we got our money because we didn't finish that 7th email. When literally it would have taken you, one guy said, when I said, how long would it take you to do this? He said 16 years. That's very specific. Why 16 years? And he said, because we've been trying to do it for 16 years and we just got it done in a day. What you want to do is you want to ask a question like that, and I'll give you the 2 questions here in a second. You want to ask a question that at the end of every coaching session allows the client to understand the incredible value that they just got. Because what they'll do is they'll realize, that's money well spent. I'm going to keep spending the money. And they'll also tell their friends of the incredible value that they got from your coaching. So, at the end of every strategy session, at the end of every coaching session, at the end of every interaction that you have with your client in which you are coaching, I want you to ask 2 questions. The first question is this: what did you learn today that helped you? Now, this is important because they may have learned 25 things, and they may list 5 or 7 things, but most human beings are only able to remember 1 thing. So what you're asking your client to do is summarize the value that they got out of this session. That's number 1. Number 2 is, do you think you would have been able to realize this value or realize what you realized without our coaching session today? How long would it have taken you to realize that this idea without our coaching session? Now, this is going to sound like a little bit of a self-serving question, but it's very important because what it's actually doing is it's helping the client realize they need to act on this. They just got handed gold, and they need to act on it and do something about it. Otherwise, they will just have considered it, some passing advice. You've got to frame it as very important and very valuable. This highlights the time saving that you are giving them as a coach. It puts a tangible value on the insights that they gained. It demonstrates the efficiency of professional guidance. It reinforces the return on investment of their investment in coaching. It's massive. Listen, the benefits of using these questions are that, 1, it increases client satisfaction and perceived value in you as a coach. It improves client retention rates. Year over year, they keep signing up because they've got this incredible list of value that they know that they got. It encourages word-of-mouth referrals. It helps you refine also your coaching approach. So you are getting better when you realize that the big epiphany somebody had was this. Now, 5 coaching sessions later with a completely different client, you're able to say, hey, I had another client that realized this. Maybe it's important for you. You're just getting better at collecting the value that you actually offer and you can double down on those practices. All right, so here's how to implement this strategy. One, ask these questions at the end of every session. Write them down on a Post-it note, stick them on your computer if you're on Zoom, so you know here's how we're going to end every single session. By the way, your client's going to get used to that, and they're going to like it. Listen actively to your client's responses. You got to really listen, lean in and listen, try to understand the value that they got. Use their feedback to tailor future sessions so that you can adjust those questions for future sessions and know, here's where you were last time we met, you got this. By the way, it's a great thing to start every session. Hey, last time we talked, you got this really great value here. What happened with that? And continue the conversation. Then you want to consider following up in the next session to see how they have applied their learnings. Have you applied that? This says, not only does it end with here's how much value that you've gotten out of this session, you begin the next session reminding them a second time of the value that they got last time. So the whole idea is to communicate the value that you're actually giving as a coach so that they will pay for that value, they'll tell their friends about that value, and they'll keep paying for that value. By asking these two simple yet very powerful questions, you are not just concluding a coaching session, you are opening your client's eyes to the transformative journey that they have embarked on with you as their coach. So remember, great coaching isn't just about providing answers, it is about helping clients recognize their own growth and their own potential, and these two questions are going to help you do exactly that.